Good morning, darlings. Have I been itching to make this video? I think that last time we spoke was not even a week ago, but so much has happened, and above all, the fires. So I left you last week with an old article, and I was showing you Les Landes. I was showing you the Dogon tribe. I was showing you this southwest Atlantic Ocean. It's where we had D-Day. It's where it's very important between the two sides of France, the two seas, the Mediterranean and the Atlantic. So I was showing you, yeah. I never look at this unless I'm opening it to show you. But so all these points I was showing you is very important, what I'm going to be showing to you today. Stephen Paddock, who shot at Las Vegas, the Vegas nerve, shot into a crowd of 22,000 people from the 64th floor, from the 32nd floor at 64 years old, fired for 9-11 minutes. So I'll be bringing this all back up, but it all happened this week, and I'll be showing you how and why. So this area, the Department of Biarritz, where we had G7 before COVID was open, for the opening of COVID, and then I explained Lot's wife stands at the Atlantic Ocean, and this is in Jerusalem. There she is in Biarritz with the bridge. And then I explained to you Notre Dame des Landes. So the fires has been in Les Landes, and Notre Dame des Landes heads, if we can see it on a map. So here, this is Notre Dame des Landes, and Bordeaux is the 33rd department, of course. 33, I've always explained, they've got the last leg, they've got the last Puss in Boots, D'Artagnan boot hanging, 33. So this is where there was a very long, they wanted to open an airport, is the most well-known, so that's the ZAD, that's the, yeah, we'll go back and then I'll bring you to that. So it's a commune in the Loire-Atlantique. The commune was the planned site of the new airport of the Grand West, and it was intended to replace Nantes Atlantic Airport. The 580 million project was approved in February 2008, with construction to be expected in 2012 and an opening in 2015. It was abandoned by the government of Emmanuel Macron on the 17th of January 2018 in the face of strenuous local opposition. So the whole thing was just because it's Notre Dame. Notre Dame fell in 2019 just as the airport was cancelled. So at this airport there was this build-up of these wild people, because we're bringing in the horned ones, Serranus, we've got the new variant, Centaurus. I'm explaining we're bringing in Peter, Jupiter, Jude Paul, and now the birth of Jacques. In France, we say Pierre, Paul, and Jacques. This is the green monster. This is the Mr. Bean. This is the new child king. It's Mercury, it's little Mercury, and Mercury has been 99.8% visible for the fires, and Mars just entered Aries, and it's this merging of Mars and Mercury and the dark side of Venus to bring up this king child, the children will be king. I've been telling you about the creation of the Hitler Youth in France. Guess who was the most prized group of people at the 14th Bastille Day celebrations? Was this new force, military force of 15 to 17-year-olds, which are being merged into as one. So this airport created, all the wild people would go to, to say, it's very much like the Gilets jaunes, creating this same energy of rebels. They need to create the revolution. Pluto is retrograde. He's about to go back into Capricorn. The last time that he was in Capricorn was 244 years ago, the French Revolution. It was all around the time of the American Revolution. It was all this connection. And, you know, basically there's the two priesthoods, the two Jupiters, the Romans and the Greeks, the Titans and the Olympians, and there's the blackberries and there's the red berries. So there's the Gascons, the people of this part of France, they wear the blackberry. And for the fires, I'm going to be showing you, they have a massive picture of a man standing with Levi's jeans with the lamb on his shoulders, just as I showed you in my, we'll come back to it, but I'll just show you the Nantes Airport, Grand Ouest, these rebel people, okay, let's come, here we go, ZAD. So ZAD is Zone to Defend, located, so we've got all this, so these are the pictures, you can see they created, this is how the future of, you know, how people are going to be living. This is all the off-grid, this is the two worlds of wild people. So these, just like the Gilets jaunes, they all thought they were heroes, but it was all, you know, problem, reaction, solution. So they lived, everyone was afraid of them. Zad no tav, da zad. So, you know, it's the Zeds, the sword in the stone. And in my article, so here we go, I was explaining, nos battons contre leur béton. So they've got the salaman lizards. We've just had the fires in America yesterday at Salmon. This is the salmon. This is in Picnic at Hanging Rock. You've got Miranda lying on the stone with the salaman. The salaman represents fire in alchemy. They've all got their sticks, their poles, their liberty poles, the decapitation. You put their heads on the poles. So, you know, this is an article from 6 years ago. Look, they put the little lizard there always. This is showing the people, the black-berried people. And there I showed you the Dogon tribe, like the old shepherds of Mont de Marsan used to stand on stilts for the death ceremony, as the shepherds did when herding the sheep. So for the fires, we've got exactly what I showed you. This was these pictures I showed you. This is the, I'll be taking you to see my things. I'm just explaining to you what's going on. So it's the I am. So we've got Harry and Meghan, who have just gone to the UN to do a big major announcement. I haven't been seeing what the announcement was, but this is the Willy I am tail. This is Pluto on Altair. Macaron, who announced himself as the son of Jupiter. Vulcan, the blacksmith, the son of Jupiter, is Lucifer. I mean, it just couldn't get more ridiculous. I saw that in an UNO video. I literally, all the information I get is just picking things up, quickly looking through things, because my life is just too busy. We've had 46. It's been absolute survival here, and I've just now began to have an infection in my back tooth at the dentist before my forever dentist, who did my front tooth. She tortured me. She took out the nerve at the back. So now, with this incredible, you know, my land where I am, it's just turned totally yellow. The dryness, the heat, it's to keep all my garden, all my flowers was a massive job every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. Just keeping my dogs in the water, making sure they swim every morning. Just keeping on top of everything, and, you know, living like in Spain, I would sleep, but you had to sleep from 5 to 9 o'clock, and then eating at midnight and working at night. So anyway, we're through it, And I've got a lovely appointment with my dentist, and I've had a top healer, my lovely old sorcerer, you know, men who find water, who protects me, and just so grateful for all the people I have around me. And I've just, you know, at least I know what it is and I can deal with it. So I'm changing subject, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there. So pointing out resemblances among the Dogon, these beings who are hypnotized to have taught the arts of civilization to humans are claimed in the book to have originated the systems of the pharaohs of Egypt, the mythology of Greek civilization, and the epic of Gilgamesh, among other things. Temple's theory was heavily based on his interpretation of the work of ethnographers Marcel Giroul and Germaine Détraine. A substantial bulk of the serious mystery consists of comparative linguistic and mythological scholarship, pointing out resemblances among Dogon, Egyptian and Sumerian beliefs and symbols. Greek and Arab myths and worlds are considered to a lesser extent. So, you know, I really feel that it's just this jump from red-black for the two priesthoods to merge as one. You know, Russia is mainly Orthodox, the same as Greek Orthodox. It's the same as the Judaism, and merging that with Islam and getting rid of the Roman Catholic. This is, you know, this is the merging of the Biarritz flag is black and red. So they're making Virgo and, or rather Taurus black, and would they be doing Taurus black with Gemini, the child's red, when we know Aquarius is red and Capricorn is black. But the merging of the red and the blackberry, the Roman, or the whole priesthood to create a new baby. So Mali, this is, you know, I go into it all, go and look at all this. I'm just helping you join dots. So look, here is the sun. Here is the 8-man. This is when you merge. I've just, this is the flag. Up, one sec. Up. Somebody's just put that on my wall, okay. Yeah, they'd see they hide all my stuff. The last 3 posts. So here, these two. So you've got the great French arms of Navarre. And you've got the Queen Elizabeth arms. And that's the Royaume de Navarre. So this is very interesting. It's all connected with the Lons. So that's in French. In English, first of line, the medieval kingdom founded in 824 by the Vascons. Iberian Peninsula. And it went between the upper course of the Ebro River and the Western Pyrenees. So this is attacked by 3 centuries north of the Pyrenees in the Duchy Vasconi by the Franks, and to the south by the Visigoths. And then the Muslims is reduced to the small kingdom of Papillon. Okay, Upper was conquered in 1512 by the kingdom of Aragon. So you can come and look at all this. I'm just joining these dots. Just finished this and we're going to go and have a look in the sky. So you'll see why all this, and it's all about the whales. And so there's the flag of Biarritz, and all this is coming up. Right, let's go. So let's just go over everything happening. So we're the 20th today. So let's go back 1 week. Let's go back to just before Bastille Day. I think it was about the 12th. So we had Mars just in Aries. Aries moved in on the 9th. So 7-9 is 76. We had the heat wave in 76. 76 to 2022 is 46 years. 46 chromosomes. Cranberry singer killed at 46 years old from Ireland. And now we've got on the 14th of July, Iran, Israel and Biden, who have signed something against Iran. So Cranberries sung about the zombies. She sung about the IRA. Iran is just the IRA, and now joining the new N, the IRA and the N, the new North Polaris, the TAMMUZ. TAMMUZ is just the merging, the same thing as Horus. It's the child, the birthing of the two sides of Jupiter, Pisces, and Pluto, and Sagittarius. So Jude Pete, Jude Paul, and now they're bringing up their new king. We've got Pluto just underneath Altair. Altair is known as Vulcan. Altair is of a visual magnitude of 77, the two corners. This is coming up all the time. 1977, there's the Georgia Guider Stones, the GG. We've just had, for the 14th as well, in a town called Colette, which is a Cloette, a play on Chloe, the true fertility, spring, the goddess of spring, of the Greek goddess of the green shoot. And Colette, who wrote, the French writer who wrote the book about this Pygmalion character, My Fair Lady, the older man and the pushy young girl that becomes the, you know, the prince consort. It's now the other way round. It's from the Victorian age with her consort. We're now going to have the king with his Jupiter ascending with his Lara Croft. So this is the GG, the 77. It's the two angles, the dub L, it's the two sevens, 07 to make 1 7. You have 2 7s in the right-hand angle of the throat to the mouth to make the voice. Las Vegas shooting. Man was 64, 46 years from 76 to now 2022, and the fires. In 2017, Johnny Hallyday, Al, Odyssey 2001, died, and his most famous we'll keep that one open. His most famous single was Allumer le Feu. Allumer le Feu. So Sagittarius is mutable fire, and I've already covered his concerts, and he has a big there. He already has the big COVID thing there, and this is Allumer, start the fire. So the Californian fires start. We've got the Great American Eclipse between 2017 and 2024. He dies in October. The fires start just after. So we had on Monday 46 Celsius. So 46, 64, 46 years ago, 1976. And it was the 18th on Monday. So Altair is a type A main sequence star with about 1.8 times the mass of the sun and 11 times its luminosity. Altair rotates rapidly. This is the swastika. This is the left-right. This is like the revolving doors for those who can get into the Twin Peaks, or those who are swapped down into the abyss. a rotational period of about 9 hours. For comparison, the equator of the sun makes a complete rotation of a little more than 25 down, blah, blah. Okay, so satellite measurements made in 1999, obviously, 1111. It's just the 90 degree, 90 degree, 90 degree in the one with the wild field showed that the brightness of Altair. Okay, I've covered this in all my old videos. I've always known that this was, and it is known somewhere as a Vulcan. It's the Eagle star. So this is where Pluto has been retrograde. Well, I've been talking about it, Pluto. And we've got the video by UNNOS. And he just picks up straight away. So this is obviously some film about Vulcan. So you see the fireman, a man so evil, so cruel. So, you know, this is Sagittarius, mutable fire, that even the devil himself would fear him. A blacksmith, so it's Mars is iron and Jupiter is tin. The fiery serpent on the pole, this is all the Tribe of Dan rituals, the biggest selling hit in France ever in 1996 was Tribe of Dana. So he's made the connection. I didn't even see this. So in the French interview with him, he's got the two ladies on each side of him, feminine with him, little, you know, literally using the hidden feminine energy, black and white, and merging orange in the middle, Asia, America, and the birthing of this completely ridiculous. So I'm Vulcan now. I was Jupiter. I showed you in all my old videos, all these French books, all these French, he has been characterized as Jupiter. And now he's saying that he's Vulcan. So very, very well found. So in the Iran, he has had a picture of him drawn as this. So, you know, basically the Persians rule the world. This is the keeper of the four corners. This is Cyrus, C-Y-R-U-S. This is Are You Serious? John McEnroe. Are You Serious? This is, you know, JM, Jupiter and Mercury, bringing up the little Mercury, Jupiter the father, making little boy Gemini and Virgo into one, using the energy of Taurus, having that hidden hand of Capricorn merged with Sagittarius to make the bee yellow, Sagittarius black, Capricorn. So Vulcan, Lucifer's son. And we've got the famous, so we know that the long prosperity, live long, up, let's get his hands. So we've got Mercury in the sun, and we've got Saturn and Jupiter. So I just opened to show you. So you've got Mercury, the sun, Saturn, Jupiter, and fire. I always think of this thumb as Mars, but that's would make sense. It's Mars and Venus. Venus, you've got the mound of Venus here, and Mars, this finger. Bastille Day 14, we've got Mercury, which is 99.2%, and as the fires went to 6, 99.8, 8, 9, and now it's just going down again as the heat's going down. But we had Mercury so visible. It's not, he is not always the year before 70, the year before 20, the year before 3, the year before that 35, the year before that 62. In 2016, he was very visible. That's when Kate and Willie came to the castle, the Well of the Dragon, next to me. So yeah, this is where I live. This is Gemini, Taurus. This here is where I live. That's why they come here. So we've got the Sun and Mercury together. I've showed in other videos how that hand from Star Trek, how we've actually had it. We've had the M. It's difficult for me to remember. That's why I so have to make these videos to get all my thinking out. But if you go back over, there was a time we had the M, the left and the right hand, and this could very well be the Hawaii 5-0, the last hidden hand being made with Mercury and the Sun together, and the Saturn and Jupiter. We've got Saturn in the middle here. So why aren't they showing me Saturn? I was on the wrong dates. So Saturn is bang in the middle, retrograde, of the true merging of the twin peaks. And they want to crucify us when Saturn comes in for Valentine's Day into Aquarius. They need to make this black-yellow energy of really the king, the new king, taking, as Pluto's doing this last retrograde, underneath Vulcan, underneath the wolf of Lupiac, underneath the summer triangle, to bring up this 13th sign, which is TAMMUZ. It's the new birth, but he's coming through from Mercury, the child. So this incredible heat, as Sun is in Gemini, is giving to Mercury, you know, the power to be that destructive Cancer Kali. Normally the Sun is thought to be in Cancer at this time. So this destruction is brought through as the child. You know, I was watching all the sunflowers in the field next to me, in their rows, lined up, worshipping this killer sun, exactly as they're going to have with this new, you know, two worlds that are built up, the violent, the Mad Max gangs, and the military youth. So it's all about that. But I would say for Saturn and Jupiter, we've got Jupiter closing in Pisces and Pluto in Sagittarius doing his last retrograde to come into here, and Jupiter with Neptune, you know, and we've got Aries. We've got Aries in here as well. And we've got Chiron. Chiron will be finishing his cycle. He was discovered in 1977. That's 77 again. Will be closing the cycle, and Uranus in Aries, where he was for exactly this period, moving into World War II, and Mars, who's just entered to make this closing, and 9/11, Mars is going to be on Aldebaran. So he's passing through all this summer. He's passing through, and then on 9/11, we've got Mars right on Aldebaran. We're going to have the moon conjunct. We're going to have Saturn, who will be retrograde, or will be completely back into Capricorn, fully on the fishtail, on that fishtail, to bring up Merlin, and then I would imagine Mars on the wand of Merlin. He's not going to go retrogrades. It looks like, oh my goodness, Mars is going to be going retrogrades. Well, there you have it. And it will be for Christmas. It will be for Valentine's Day. It's going to be when Saturn moves into Aquarius. It's not valid. It's going to be for 322. Oh my goodness. There we go. 322, my region, Mars on the wand of Merlin. There you have it. This is what the build-up is coming up to. And it's going to be something about my region. It's going to be something about bringing up all the Mad Max, the revolution. And, you know, we really are heading towards war. Finish this video trying desperately to keep all my thoughts. So yeah, it's a lot about the dunes. So all this area, the forest wasn't here before. It was like the moors. It was, you know, it was completely, and they built dunes to keep water, to create the marshes. There's something, remember, whenever I do a post about moose, the fires that just happened in America yesterday was Solomon, and it was at the place called Moose. Solomon Moose. So the moose is the moss that grows on the moors. And, you know, the Vikings, Iceland has not got one single tree left completely. This is the Vikings come, they tribe of Dan, they're the Moors people. The moose, the can of adders, the moose, the Moors. So yeah, he shows Chirac, and he shows the hidden hands. He puts his hand in his coat and takes it out, and showing that Macron is into him. I'm going to start going through my posts now, but whilst I fall on a picture, this is the picture that they showed in the French newspapers, and I had just done a post about Elvis the day before. Elvis, Levi's, evil, carrying the sheep, Stephen Paddock, the land is the land of the sheep people, you know, Canada, New Zealand, Wales, the whale's tail, we're at the splash, Pluto, Pluto under the rotating star, and Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, on the whale's tail, whales. And on the same day, Harry, Mars, Reds, with the new black Taurus energy, and bringing in this new child. It's, you know, this is the tribe of Dan, the DNA strands, the new egg leg, and there you have I am the lamb. I haven't been to see about what happened at this event. So Prince Harry was mad at Meghan at UN event. Reacting to Prince Harry's speech at the UN, a royal expert said Prince Harry looks so unhappy, as if the world is coming to an end. And I've got no idea what happened at the speech or what he talked about. The clip was not verified, seemed to suggest that the Duke of Sussex was mad at his wife. So they're really, normally, I listen to 3 seconds, freedom fighter, revolutionary, and it's at the Nelson Mandela. So this split in time, all that ridiculous Mandela effect that they gave us. Nelson is French. Nelson is the colon vertebral. They've just burnt all the pine trees. Represents our nervous system. It's the human body. It's the spine. It's the colon. It's Nelson's colon. And it's the man de là. The man from there. The man from there. Mandela. I mean, and he's the red Aries, and so he's going to be, you know, bringing in this racism stuff going on, and it's you know exactly what's going on. Okay, so he's giving numbers. He's talking about 7 years into the imprisonment of Mandela. And he said, I guarantee you those with safety belts, life belts, will stay afloat. So, you know, there's 2 worlds coming, and they're going to bring you the hero. And it's going to be very much like in the Lion King, with the bad king and the nice king, and then the child king, the 2 brothers and the Sun King. So it's all the preparation of the jump for the left and a jump to the right, and the new, bringing up the new middle pillar, one, more merged into one. Let's go from last post. So just worked out what Hubert, from last video, what Hubert is, Saint Hubert, yeah. So this is how I remind myself of all the stuff going on. So Hubert, big thing going on with Macaron before the 14th, is Saint Hubert. Saint Hubert is the saint of the hunts, same person as Saint Martin de Tours, same person as Saint Georges, and same person as this picture, Ham, in the middle here that I put on the front picture. This is the new Africa, Earth, it's the Dogon, it's the tribe. Ham, Japhet, and Shem. Okay, so then an old video of Histros, the divine reflections of Mary Magdalene, the bull god, Api, the horned one, and child's sacrifice. Then we had the full Buckingham pup full moon in Sagittarius, in Centaurus, Senator, his lamb conjunct Pluto on the Altair, rotating star retro, Sun conjunct Mercury in Gemini, on Sirius, Sirius, Dogon, and Venus on the golden corn, Taurus's birth of the bull god, La Vache qui rit, Midsummer Nightmare, the Put is in, Femme Solar, Air. Okay, then Gary Newman, Le Mans, Gare, Gary, Sun in Gemini, cars, bicycles, Le Grand Carcassonne, Accueil, Le Tour de France. So 17th, 18th, 19th of July, the hottest days, the carcass, the cars, and I was just thinking about Gary, the new man, a diminutive of Gareth and famous bearer, American actor Gary Cooper. Definition of Garty comes to it is a lanky man who flirts with as many ugly or whorish women as possible. Okay, you can read that. So let's try and get to the important things. This will be a video from Uno, James and the Giant Peach, JL. Was anything important in here? Oh yeah. The curse of Charlatan's web, Charlotte's wife turns to stone. The curse of Ham is described in the book of Genesis as imposed by the patriarch Noah upon Ham's son Canaan. Canada, Canal, Can, the canton. It occurs in the context of Noah's drunkenness and is provoked by a shameful act perpetrated by Noah's son Ham, who saw the nakedness of his father. In fact, the name James means the same exact thing as Jacob. So you've got James Webb, the new CERN, something we covered, James Webb, the other day too, so I can't keep all these thoughts in my head. Means the same exact thing as Jacob, supplanter or substitute, and comes from the original Hebrew word for Jacob because of its connection to Jacob. James is a biblical name. So yeah, this is the jam of the George, the guide stones, the jam 666. Well, I've got a picture of that coming. So the full moon was in Sagittarius conjunct Pluto under the Altair, Santura, Centaur, takes the moon goddess Diana, Sun in Gemini conjunct Sirius, and Mercury, birth of TAMMUZ. TAMMUZ, Sumerian Dumuzi, in Mesopotamian religion, god of fertility, embodying the powers for new life in nature in the spring. The name TAMMUZ seems to have been derived from the Akkadian form Tamazi, based on early Sumerian Dumuzid, the flawless young, which is later standard Sumerian became Dumuzid or Dumuz. So the fires in Le Landes is very much the sacrifice. The trees were planted in these articles about Les Landes that I was looking at. They give you, it was 200 years ago. It was all planted, so they're now bringing it all down in sacrifice for this new child fertility god. So somebody posted this, Godzilla, and again, it's just Ophiuchus holding the snake, the Milky Way, holding the equinox, the spring, the autumn, and creating out of Taurus the moon goddess, the fertility cow, this dragon, and the dragon energy comes from Pisces, from Levis, from Leviathan. It's where they show you the blue genes, taking hold of the blue genes and creating this monster race. That's what the vaccine's all about. We're at the fourth corner. We've got the fourth one coming. Bastille Day, when bastard becomes the til-toile web the poot is in. Bastille means prison, jail, the prism of dark side of the moon. Louis XIV used the Bastille as a prison for upper-class members of French society who had opposed or agreed, angered him. Initial capital, a fortress in Paris used as a prison built in the 14th century and destroyed July the 14th, 1789. Any prison or jail, especially one conducted in a tyrannical way, a fortified tower as of a castle, a small fortress, citadel, a branch that forms from the base of a plant on the axils of the lower leaves. Such tillering is common in cereal plants. Okay, so this is the opening, the new equator line where I live, making Gemini Sagittarius red, yellow into orange, orangutan, King Louis of the Swingers. The X marks the spot between the two great eclipses over Texas, Paris, Texas. 2017-24 is St. Louis. It's the silver gate. It's the feminine axis, which is being burnt. Pluto retrograde under Altair, Vulcan, so that he takes the snake, the closing of the Milky Way. We've now got the Milky Way in a masculine axis, an Alpha Omega, head in Aries, tail in Libra. But for the Paris Olympics, they would have then moved backwards to Pisces, Virgo, to close this coronavirus, to close the snake, and to take that feminine energy of the 12th gate, 3 Gemini, 6 Virgo, 9 Sagittarius, and Pisces is the 12th gate. You need the fourth corner. That's why they're giving us the fourth vaccine now. King Louis of the Swingers. That's why full moon in Sagittarius yesterday is so symbolic. Tropic of Cancer, Capricorn is over, Rover. Feminine axis is always the hidden hand. The Who 5-0 and Taurus Scorpio snake is killed and taken over by the Dove Gemini and the Hawk Sagittarius. Aka Cupid Valentine. And we're going to have Saturn moving into Aquarius, the 11th house, crucifying us on this fake sword in the stone, the Cairo closing is killed and taken over by Cupid Valentine. We've got Saturn going in for the 14th of February into Aquarius. King Louis XIV, Mr. Tumnus, Centaurus is your new god, fire and ice, Narnia, Arslan. So thank God I've got lakes, and that's why I chose to come and live here. So they opened, this was on the page of just before the 14th of July, I think. I posted this on the 14th, but it came. So playing with fire, we've got DD. Macron is 44 years old, by the way. DD, D-Day, of course. So that was what we've just lived. They kept changing it. They made that was actually a lot hotter. So, and of course, Notre Dame is just being rebuilt as they burn the whole Atlantic forest from Our Lady of Notre Dame. And there are the fires. And there's Macron. Okay. So every time I roll down, I open pictures, I have to roll all the way down again. So then I was picking up on Death in Venice. And this boy is called... AB, and he's called, Born Anderson. So, you know, Alec Baldwin shot somebody. He wasn't shot. He shot somebody. And we've got the AB to the BA. That's the ABBA of Alpha Omega. Death in Venice, when the Sun Father falls in love with his own son, Mercury, Apollo, Appy, Apps, Apple, Apes, We Become, is a 1971 Italian-French drama directed in Panavision and by and starring Dirk Bogarde and Bourne Anderson. Visconti's Venice, VV2222, V for Victory, is 44DD, Georgie, V for Victory, Pisces, Seamen, Sailor, so he dresses like little Prince George on the balcony, and the children of The Sound of Music in the little sailor outfits. They're taking over the 12th house, the sea monster, Levi, Pisces, the 12th door, and, you know, creating this little mermaid child boy. So Venus exalted, so Victory, Pisces, Seamen, Sailor, Venus exalted, and the Dauphin is born, the Sun King of the Black Madonna. Notre Dame fell and is rebuilt as Centaurus is born. A.B. Alec Baldwin shot the male, and the boy rises. 24. He shot a woman. So it's just me always trying to get my thoughts out. And the boy rises. 24:42 Hours de Le Mans. B.A. Bourne Anderson. Here's the latest for the new. Oh yes, the latest. The Centaurus is called BA 275. Sublineage nickname Centaurus. BA. So Bjorn Anderson. These things just, you know, I was just thinking of, and then I saw the Centaurus, Venus in Virgo, and the Sun, Venus in Pisces. Puck Buckingham, Midsummer Nightmare Nocturne. Okay, so big Pilgrim's Knob, dozens encountered for after flooding sweeps through southwest Virginia. So we've really got fire and ice. That was me worried about my cats. So this is a picture of where I am. Bordeaux was the hottest, 33 crucifixion. Okay, just worked it out. 1976 heat wave to now is 46 years ago. When I am 64, 46 chromosomes years, Aka Cranberry. And what have they just found in Canterbury? Canterbury, they just brought in bisons in England. So Cranberry, Canterbury, 46 Irish star dies, and 46 years from the heat wave. I went to Trooping of the Colour and saw all the soldiers fall flat out, very symbolic. Jam, Cranberry, I am, the J Joker, Willie I am. So this is all, I'm going backwards. So then we had Harry do his speech at UN. And we've just had the moose, the fires in Solomon in a county called Moose. It's the moose of the whale's tail, making fire, turning Pisces masculine, taking her as the hidden hand, 369, and the hidden hand, Pisces. Out, very symbolic, Jam and the J Joker, Will I Am, whale's tail, splash, sword in the stone. 46 years ago is when I am 64, Jam in humans. Each cell normally contains 23 pairs of chromosomes for a total of 46. 22 of these pairs, called autosomes, look the same in both males and females. The 23rd pair, the sex chromosomes, differ between males and females. 2017, Stephen Paddock, sheep rounder, shot from 32nd floor, MGM, obviously. That's what we just saw. We just saw Macron sitting with two women on either side of him, MM and the G in the middle. It's now the Milky Way has been mile by mile, man by man, Mickey Mouse. The MM is the two V's. It's the 1111. Two V's next to each other makes M. So you've got the 1111 and the G in the middle. ARCA 23 and was 64, ARCA 64, but I've explained that. So the gorge, George, is the throat. Las Vegas, the vagus nerve, also known as the vagal nerves, are the main nerves of your parasympathetic nervous system. Stephen Craig Paddock was an American mass murderer who perpetrated the 2017 Las Vegas shooting. Paddock opened fire into a crowd of approximately 22,000 2022, killing 60 people. The armistice was signed in Compiègne in l'Oise. Loi is law, wa is goose. Goosey gander, GG. I showed you in La Vie est Belle over and over again that clip where the Italian man, just before the Americans come for liberation, the German officer takes him to the side and he says, he gives him a riddle about the duck, the canton, the can. So Loi 60, that's where Joan of Arc was captured by the English and then she was burnt at Rouen. It's where I lived. It's in the forest of Compiègne where they did that crazy film about the tomatoes in Paris that I showed you. Attending a country musical festival on the Las Vegas Strip, killing 60 people and injuring approximately 867. Paddock died by suicide in his hotel room. This is Hotel California. Hotel is Pisces. It's hospitals, hotels, churches, remote places, viruses, everything which is scary, which is closed off from the public. It's the unconscious, subconscious mind. It's your imagination. It's your monsters of the id. It's your Moby Dick. It's your shark attacks. It's Jaws. It's Loch Ness Monster. It's the most wild female energy. It's Pisces. Okay, mass shooting by alone. So then these were the pictures I showed you last time. We've got the cornerstone, the last corner. We've got jam, 2 times 14, 7777 is the 28th cycle of the moon. And we're at jam hot. That rap song. This is jam hot. Yeah. La 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 la. It just be good to me. People always talking about na 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 na. I don't care what the others say. Just be good to me. People always talking about revolution. Is that what she says? I can't remember. But the video's all in blue. It says jam hot. So cranberry. Okay, I'm not going to open it. This is what they brought. The James Webb telescope is in fact Tunisia. This little part, this map. So that was funny. Okay, ritual in Australia, 11/11/11/11 rain, coming up for the crucifixion in Aquarius. Okay, yeah, that was, so tomorrow, that was 15th of July, the 16th of July, tomorrow, Freddie Mercury conjunct Sun for the sun god Apollo is such a big date. Mercury will be 99.8 visible. That is why the full moon opposite in Sagittarius conjunct Pluto on Altair, 13th of July. 13 is the bee. It's the gates of hell, LN. So this is before the fires. I'm aware of the fires of Troy, the queen bee hive staying alive. And we're going to be talking about, my goodness, I've got so much to cover. Greece, John Travolta, Elvis Presley, the hair. Ophiuchus, the upside down A. And then Paradise Lost. Okay, so I read it. As a 13th astrological sign, in addition to the 12 signs of the tropical zodiac, the constellations of Ophiuchus as defined by the 1930 international astronomical unions, constellation boundaries, is situated behind the sun from November the 29th to December the 18th. Hell on Earth, in his epic poem Paradise Lost, John Milton, JMMJ, Jupiter Mercury, James Webb, MW, Milky Way Snake, John Milton envisages a future time when a bridge will connect hell with our world, uniting them in one realm over which Satan will reign, supreme upon the completion of this veritable highway to hell. So this is all CERN. The poet portrays the triumphant serpent being acclaimed by his infernal offspring in these words: "Thou hast achieved our liberty, confined within hell gates till now. Thou art empowered to fortify thus far, and overlay with this portentous bridge the dark abyss. Thine now is all this world. Here thou shalt monarch again." So interesting. I spoke to you about the horse Milton and the French horse Japalou, I call the wolf. So here we are, 1984. This year, my friend was saying, with the storms here. So yeah, that was, there was this yeah, got its name. So here's the fire Andes. There's literally a fire in Andes, Texas. South is Georgetown, another connection to George. Legend has it Andes got his name from a sign on an old country store that said beer and ice. A Texas twister came through and ripped off the beer part. After that, it is said that's how this tiny Texas town acquired its name. Those of you into numbers, here you go. Have fun, no worry. Okay, so if I open this, it means I've got to go all the way. But this was regarding some tornadoes. See, so much has happened. So beer and ice is exactly what we have in the opening scene in Paris, Texas. He's thirsty. He goes and looks, and you'll see they've got all this hot, cold, ice, life on Mars. Same in Baghdad Cafe, which is the film of the Austrian woman meeting the African Negro woman and the merging at the cafe. It's all in the heat and the ice, life on Mars. And the same in, I had a third film I was thinking of. They had the same thing, but it will come back to me. So here we are, 1984, 2442 is half of Uranus, 84 cycle, Can Tintin, Film Festival, George Orwell was 1984, and the film was made in 1984. So it's called Sex Magic. This is the 14th of July, playing on national pride. As southwest of France, fires ravage over 6,600 acres. Blaze still not under control. So there's your 111, 2222 is 66. V is 22, BB is 22, 3 V's is 66. You need the fourth corner, the last leg. We're at that last leg, 66. Blaze, pride of the lion, all those still stuck in under the belt fantasies never tame their sexual transmutation, and they love fake lights and phallus explosions. Breaks the egg when the female egg implodes. The lion lies down with the lamb. We've got the guy carrying the lamb. A is the symbol of air, airs, Aquarius. Air is the closing of the OXO, La Vache qui rit, Aleph Tav, catch BB22, and pink blue are the colours of pedophilia. Rising Apollo as Mercury, Sun, child father conjunct Sirius, Sirius, Osiris, Venus on the golden corn horn. Sorry. Up. Okay, so where was I? Venus on the golden corn horn of Taurus, today on baguette, wand of Merlion, MC Orion, ARCachon, and 13th sign of Fucus. To the phantom's back, the crown is near, Centaurus, but by his head, marked near at hand the head of Ophiuchus, and then from it you can trace the starlit Ophiuchus himself. So brightly sat beneath his head appear his gleaming shoulders. They would be clear to mark even at the mid-month moon, but his hands are not at all so bright, for faint runs the gleam of stars along on this side and on that. Yet they too can be seen, for they are not feeble. Both firmly clutch the serpent which encircles the waist of Ophiuchus, as we just saw, that monster dinosaur with the snake. But he, steadfast with both his feet well set, tramples a huge monster, even the scorpion standing upright on his eye and breast. Now the serpent is wreathed about his two hands, a little above his right hand, but in many folds high above his left. So it's the Caduceus of Gemini. It's the merging of Sagittarius with his child. He's taking over Virgo. Mercury rules Virgo and Gemini to make this one child, this new Horus, TAMMUZ, ABRE, Centaurus. You get it. So fireworks, the little sailor, and there we have the 14th, that sun, very visible, and the Venus not just still in right on Capella when we decapitate. That's the tip of the Milky Way, the goats. And this is that. So somebody said Stranger Things got in the actor too. Who is Maya Hawke? So exactly dressed the same. I didn't know. I don't even know what Stranger Things is. But, you know, whatever my mind just suddenly brought up, Death in Venice. It's written by Death in Venice. Is it Thomas Hardy? Thomas, haunting adaptation of Thomas Mann, Ground Control to Major Tom. Mann's classic about a composer paralyzed by ennui, boredom, and repressed emotion, who discovers at last vestige of beauty and emotion during a visit to Venice. So Venice is the water, it's Pisces. He met his boy, so it's not the 7-year-old boy, it's the 16-year-old boy, the 14-year-old boy, which is this merging them, you know, of Virgo and Gemini to make the one. And that's why we had, I'll be showing you the death in Colette's during the fireworks, a 7-year-old boy and his 24-year-old sister. So 7 plus 14, 14, 15, 16, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21, 22. So how 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, anyway, I'm just thinking but this is definitely, it's the Madonna and the son, the 24-year-old girl and her son. So, you know, they're brother and sister. It's Jack and Jill, Gemini and Virgo. And they had the death of a woman of 24 and her little brother, 7, for the 14th of July. So, okay, let's go back to, let's go back. Pictures. So pink and blue, pedophilia, colours, fireworks, the little sailors, the 7 children. This is, they had at the 14th of July all this big celebration of this new Hitler Youth in France. It's got the A, they show you clearly the A for air, Aquarius, the merging of Sagittarius and Capricorn, and crucifying us in this gap, you know, crucifying the fixed cross, but using that energy to keep people stuck in these gates of hell. It's in this gap. They want to close us. You know, it's a personal journey. It's those who see through. Don't fall for these last vaccines. It's really a spiritual test now. Spiritual test. So there's the A, the Aleph Tav that I show every time. And there you've got the statue of Ophiuchus with the lyra, with the heart, with the last leg angle in front of the Tour Eiffel. So I actually didn't know that. I just found that. And there he is, Apollo, the sun, the child, with Sagittarius, the chariot, Mercury and Sagittarius as one, bringing up the red berry. The little prince. Saint-Hubert, Hubert. This is your Instagram and Hubert. Two massive rituals to bring in Saint Martin de Tours, merging of red and yellow to make the orange. And then they've got the fertility god, the green man, Centaurus, TAMMUZ, the child. This is their child, the M, the VV. Jean-Paul, Jude Paul, JP. And there's the Cairo. Scandal in Paris, the upside down woman. MC Solar, Caroline is the Cairo. It's the Cairo line. The Phallic, the Medusa, the Pisces, Octopussy. And this is an image from Lars, when fire and air merge into the new orange age mastered by Jupiter with the young rising sun, Sun King out of Sagittarius. Well, that's it, exactly. The elephant is just the Georgia Guidestones. You've got the two angles and the one pillar. So it's the four corners, the Arc de Triomphe. They close the eye down. They're burning all the pine forest down. And they're making this one. The head came down, the Georgia Guidestones, the fifth element, because they've got orange. They've got their orange. It's Baghdad Cafe. The fleur de lis, the ostrich feathers, ostrich, the feather, ostrich. This is Prussian. So there he is in front of Palais Tokyo. This is Palais Tokyo in Paris, I think. No, it's not. It might not be. So Apollo, Api, the sun god in front of Versailles. Verse of eye, of the wings. The verse of the eye. Or the ELLE, the wing, ELLE. And yeah, le verge, virgin, verge in French is a penis. Put in, virgin. Pierre, Paul and Jacques, Mr. Tumnus, Saint Martin. So, you know, it's all the 24 of the man. Emmanuel, X was never like this. X marks the spot. Emmanuel, the biggest porno film ever. Le Dauphin, Sirius, the keeper of the four corners. He's got his L's, Versailles, the verse of the wings in French. L-I-E-L-L-E-S is L, wings, Elohim, Elohim. Lord of the Rings, Momo, Sirius, keeper of the four corners, because the boxing ring is the box. It's the four corners. It's D'Artagnan, the fourth fixed star. Aquarius. All his perfumes were in a tin can. Tintin, Jupiter. We're going to have that on 9/11. Mars. On Aldebaran, as it was for Easter 2019, when my dog Appy, the bull god, Appy. Okay, you know all that. I am the first and the last, and that is why Harry just made his speech at the UN, and it was all for Nelson, France, Mandela. And the mermaids taking over Pisces, the 12th house. So yeah, I added that and I've got no idea. And there again, it's just always, that is what the Georgia Guidestones was as well. It's just the pillar. And you've got the two separated middle pillar. And they're making this into one. Nike, Air, Orange, Orangutan, King Louis. And this is Junk DNA, Sellers, Seller, Sellers. For me, that's just Peter Sellers. Dr. Higgins, Irish Green Man President, you are duped and I unable to see at the bottom of the deep blue CCC. I see I've put this image of this video not completely open, so you might be missing things. Fukius, that's where we're at. Jack and Jill to bring up the Taurus, Bull God, Appy, Lord of the Wild Things with the wings of Altair, Pluto, using the wings, the last double corner, Pluto right under Altair. Diving Duck, DD, D-Day, the wings again, it's the same, it's the whale's tail. The whale's tail. Okay. The Vikings. La Vache qui rit. Rolls Royce 151. They show you 151. It's the 50 Hawaii 50 with the two pillars and the child. And there always the older man. And the younger girl just showing one angle. Romulus and Remus, Rolls Royce, and the decapitated Nike, Air, Aquarius, decapitated. You didn't make the head, you've just got the wings of Achilles, of Hermes, of Mercury, of Gemini, the childs. Killing Scorpio, famous image of Lars. Making one. Mars and Venus becomes one. Right. Okay, there's your 7-7 again. This is incredible because this is the logo I had for myself in Paris, Vicky Vibes. Virgin, the Verge is in, the Poot is in, VV77, LL11, V22, VV is 2222, ACA 44, D-Day, Macron is 44. Tav, V for victory, Penis is Virgin, French, Virgin, and Putin. Two sides of Virgo, the whore and the nun, the penis, the verge, les organes, les organes génitaux, sexual organs. Voyage. Yep. So these are pictures from the 14th of July. We've got Alice in Wonderland. I'll open this up. I think I can keep my page afterwards. Yeah, my computer is beginning to play up with so much open. So Alice in Wonderland, here she is, all the red berries and chemtrails and the tricolours, showing off the military. It was all military, the Sirius dogs, sun was on Sirius, guns, guns, guns. What is the gun? The gun is the 77, it's the male and female voice, the crane, cranberry, the crane, the hangman is that 90-degree angle of our vagus VERT nerve to the voice. And the voice is Mercury. I thought they had pictures of the SNU, so we didn't have to open that. Up. Right. So what do I... Alice will pay de Merveille and the 63,000, so 6,300 military parade. So we've got 36, 39, 63, 93. And again, pregnant Eliza Pilisky was killed by hunting dogs in Vichy-Villers-Cotterêts, drame de la forêt. Prélèvements were taken of DNA of 93 dogs to determine, and then the military personnel marched for 2 hours on the Champs-Élysées in Paris. Dog god Sirius Sirius, keeper of the four corners, sadism and masochism, Sodom and Gomorrah, gun worship, the G7 UN. The UN, the G and the UN is the gun, is the last unknown soul dire, 90-degree G-leg egg angle, LV71, UN is the jellyfish, it's the up and down of your diaphragm. We've been framed, Dorian Gray, jellyfish, diaphragm, breath, diaphragm, gut to voice, voice of life. The ants in Agents National des Titres Sécurisés. So for all, I now have to have my paper to say that the all English people in France, because of Brexit, and they've created the ants, Adam and the ants, a dam, it blocks the water, Notre Dame, Our Lady, the dam, who holds the water bearer, Aquarius. So you get it. The president reviewed the troops on the prestigious Champs-Élysées Avenue in a military vehicle under a radiant sun before taking a seat in the stands on the Place de la Concorde, the big obelisk, company of the highest state officials. In total, some 6,300 people marched, including nearly 5,000 on foot, so it's your Hawaii 5-0. The show featured 64 planes, of course. When I'm 64, for 1949, they burnt all the lawn down. And then in 2003, they had a tornado wipe through, killing 56 people, 56 years that Pluto spent in the Victorian age, in Leviathan, in Pisces, and he's now ending those 10 signs at Sagittarius. 25, the 7 chakras, 2, 5, 7, and twice, double, 2, owning the 46 chromosomes, and the 7 chakras, twice is the double, 200 horses from the Republican Guard, and 181 motorized vehicles. Well, there you've got the new Horus Boreas, the meter, with the 2 new legs, pillars on each side. So this is what I was saying. This is the SNU. This is the Hitler Youth. It was created in 2019. And here we go. So I'm going to have to... This is... So they were honoured. They were all at the 14th of July. And they're giving these examples. This little girl, 16 years old, learning how to be a true nationalist. Okay. So 90, the last leg, 90-degree angle, 90 of these young people came from 15 to 17 years old. And Notre Ceremony de Fin, okay, it's always the ceremonies, isn't it? So here they are with Big Brother, and so they now invade our forests. You'll see how many have been built in France. So this is the ones that there's in this my region down here, and they've got their boot camps. National, they've got their and they actually have that same logo, the 7-7, the bolt becomes 1. This is the child, this is Mercury and Jupiter's new child, keeping them, making themselves the rulers of the pillars. So I think wasn't there, okay, so, right, this is something dramatic I'm saying. You and I will be dead and gone. That's the whole point of what's happening now. Under 20s is all that will be left in the artificial womb. All they ever wanted was utility. Iron Hand, Lucifer, Fleur de Lis. If you get past the distractions designed to keep you numb, the entertainment industry and beliefs, programs, you might avoid being recycled as a robot in a virtual reality. If you still can't see, you will live what you refuse to AC no ledge. AC no ledge. Pandora's box. Closets. It's about the children, the lost boys, Lord of the Flies, a new asexual minion hive mind sexless race of ZZ Tops, XYZ Adam, a dried out dam, and the ants. A dam and the ants. Rockabye baby on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall, and down will come baby, cradle and all. Bough breaks, BB 22. So this is cats, black and white cats. They're saying about all the cats disappearing in the region, and we know that because we've got, my cat has escaped 2 attempts, and they're just taken away and driven far away or poisoned and killed. So it's just showing the feminine axis, black and white, fertility. So these are, I had all smoke and the smell, and you know, this is all next to me. So all the forests of the Atlantic Ocean. This is again that film Le Pince à Ongles. Go see it. It's Hotel California on a dark desert highway. You can never leave. You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave. And the disappearing of the white people and his nail clipper. So this is the picture, the fires. So yeah, this is me writing about Elvis. I was in love with Elvis as a child. He and Ginger Rogers were my favourite with Tarzan and Jane. I never looked into Elvis. He died at age 42, 24, Jupiter symbols, obviously, in 1977. Gigi, again, obviously, at 32nd degree Grace, obviously, he died, he was at Graceland, whatever his house was called. Vertebrae, 32, 23, DNA in Stories, died at Graceland. LV, she lives, V22, LV, Elvis, Levis. We are at catch 22 now. LV, L lives, Elvis is Levis. Evils. The name Presley is derived from Old English prest, meaning priest, and Leah, meaning forest clearing. Most instances of the surname Presley and variants Presley and Presley are thought to be ultimately of English origin, to press the cranberries, to make jam, to make juice, to make blood, to make plasma, to give them their 5th elements. The tribe of Levi is one of the tribes of Israel, additionally descended from Levi, son of Jacob, the descendants of Aaron. So Aaron, Aragon took over from the land of the Basques. So this is what the connection is. The role of Navarre. So it was taken over, the king of it said, by the Aragons. Kingdom of Aragon. Upper Navarre was conquered in 1512 by the Kingdom of Aragon. Is a political entity in the northeast of the Iberian Peninsula, born in 1035 from the union of the counties of Aragon, Sobrab and Ribagog, and disappearance in 1707, 777, with its integration within the Kingdom of Spain by the degrees of Nouvelle Planète. So probably all my part of France is owned by Spain, and the rain in Spain stays mainly on the plain. The Moors. Okay, where am I? So Aaron, who was the first Cohen, the Manda Cohen, Gadol, high priest of Israel, were designated as the priestly class, the Kohanim. Got the hands of Kohanim. That is the M, that is the Star Trek, hand sign, Here we go. Here we go. There's your Star Trek. The salute of Vulcan. The salute of Vulcan. 777. That's why we've got Merlin. It's the 3 needles from the Isle of Wight. Merlion, Asia. There you've got those 3 needles. 777. And so there's the M, the 2 V's, the 2 angles, and the 2 VV's for victory. So V, angle, 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 VV, LL, and but it's Joker. Oh, I don't want to get the video stuck. It's going to get stuck up. Got the 3 here. This is all about this. And there's that law, the V, the Star of David's. It's all about what we're living now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let him go again. Why did you let him go? Because he bit my finger so. So, you know, that's all you have to do is just find your way out through the Mandakoanim. Blue genes will be eradicated, the blue blood from Earth, the LVV, she lives, the seen moon star of the unconscious collective. Leviathan is a sea serpent, noted in theology and mythology. It is referenced in several books of the Hebrew Bible, including Psalms, the Book of Job, the Book of Isaiah, the Book of UNNOS, and according to some translations to the Book of Jonah, it is also mentioned in the Book of Enoch. Okay, so then I did a whole thing getting into Brigitte Bardot, and she may well be taken off. Okay, let's go for this. I will be explaining Brigitte Bardot's deep psychological role in France through her true natal theme. So that's me big thinking to have the time to do that. If you would enjoy that, put that in comments, because I really could get into the charts of some of the French people, but you'll get what I'm trying to say just through this now. In mainstream, they have her as Libra. She is not. She's typical Virgo sun with Mercury ruler and Jupiter in full, all in Virgo, the nun and the whore. Virgo is pet, small animals, sleeping beauty, the child who speaks to animals. Jupiter in full and Mercury at home, and exalted in Virgo, the child, on the blue star Spiker. Incredible. Allez les bleus, the star of harvest recolt. Test, tester, Uber, again, Uber, Uber, ville, Uber, ville, Uber, ville, Tesla, woman, Virgo, the presexual Marianne. Her son was taken and turned against her and her grandchildren. She was built up to create the free woman. That's why it was essential she didn't bring her own son up. She was highly manipulated, just like in Paris, Texas. Her son is taken away from her. Natasha Skinsky played Testa d'Urberville, Roman Polanski, Rosemary's Baby. It's all about this Virgo girl. Opposite Pisces, because they're bringing up Earth, and Pisces is going to be the hidden element, the water, petrol falls, and the Earth, beetroot, and electricity is risen. They're bringing electricity up through the Earth. They're merging that magnetic energy as one, and they're creating optic fiber. that's why it was essential she didn't bring up her own. She was highly manipulated because she had to be BB 22. So 22 is normally Pisces. V, the constellation of Pisces, is the V. But by creating, and God created woman with Brigitte Bardot, by Roger Vadim, RV, God created woman, God created woman, Brigitte. So this is the Stepford Wives, Brigitte Bardot. And Dieu créé la femme. So here we've got the woman in reds. So woman in red is masculine, air. You've got Virgo taking on Mercury, air. And this film, oh, they've got the whole film there. So there's a very famous scene where she's dancing. Anyway, so she marries this guy. Or no, she did a famous film called The Truth, La Vérité. And that is really impressive at the law, at the court case. So in Libra, she's playing the role of Libra, La Marianne, with the scales, justice, liberty, equality. So they're always on the bicycle. They've got to have the girls on the bicycle. This is Gemini, the Virgo girl on Gemini, the bicycle, the twins, the bi, she becomes one. You've got this little boy within a girl. Okay, so it's just so huge. And I did see then that Trump's wife, Ivana, died. And I saw that after this, but I'm picking up, you know, they're creating these icons, and Brigitte Bardot is going to be the biggest. But first, see, they kill all the old France with her. She represents all the old France, and they bring the birth of the new baby, Bibi. So she represents all that France is and all that will be taken away, leaving just the Lara Croft barren bullies, for she had a voice and she was used. The Virgo Earth child with moon exalted, moon goddess Diana in Taurus. So she's got the moon on Aldebaran, just like this new PM Elizabeth Bourne has. On Aldebaran, bullseye as Elizabeth Bourne does. Rising Scorpio, ruler Mars in Leo, the only water she has, fixed. So that's why she needs to live by water. The sea Pisces is her opposite axis. She's lacking water. She's an Earth, Sol, Fire, Mars, femme solar. Saturn in Capricorn, retro, exactly where it is right now. She's just about to have her second Saturn return. And no planets in domicile. So, you know, she was not an exceptional woman. She was completely used. She was really the Virgo, the maid, the forlorn. She was, and taking the little child, the fertility, the armistice. So Mars and Venus in Leo, celebrity, whore of Babylon. I was married and lived with people twice my age for 24 years. I know all the French culture and her films and why, what, and how she was picked to be the cherry to be busted as she has been. A very brave woman. I shall do a video. Okay, well, I'm not sure how but I would love, but I just find it so hard to find the time between my own work and the house, but we'll see. Just on certain celebrities to explain how they're chosen for their child, blah, blah, blah. They must be to guide society in the direction needed and to create the put in, the whore is in, so men love yet mistreat, and finally to kill a mockingbird. She may well be killed or have a scandalous death to herald the new age and the rising of the Black Madonna. So you can see she's got Jupiter and Mercury right on Spica, but they sell her as Libra, justice, and that's why, yeah, this is the very famous, so her with the older man, she does this incredible, I mean, She is absolutely beautiful, but she's bringing in the beginning of the energy. You know, she had to be the woman that didn't love children, that was barrenless. She had only one son that was taken away. You know, Virgo was the energy that she should never get married. She should always be free. She's only 16, so she becomes the whore or the nun. So they want her to be Libra, High Cardinal Libra, Lucifer. And that's why, so you've got the older man, the Sagittarius, the Jupiter, the big Jupiter man. And it's all salsa. She's dancing the Cuban, the South American. That's why I've got the salsa where I live. It's Ishtar. She's going dancing. She's got the music. She's got the black earth. She's got the vibe. You know, this had never been seen before. This naturalness. This was not Marilyn Monroe. This was wild. This is the new woman. She brought all this in. And they got the saxophone, jazz in Marciac. She's got Jupiter and Mercury on Spica, musical, literally, literature, you know, special talents, Virgo, skills, the administrative, down-to-earth, material girl. This is Madonna, the beginning of the energy of Madonna. This is the Black Madonna. So her other film, Vérité, so the truth, Marthe, that's what Marthe is, Vérité, Brigitte Bardot. This is a variant. So you've got the court, she's the judge, she's the one, she's being accused of murder. So the witch hunt, she is now being accused of being far right, all the old France and all the empathy she had for the animals. They're going to kill the deer hunters. So I'm thinking that she's getting ready for something happening to her. She played Bonnie and Clyde. So here you don't have the same, and God created woman. They've used her. They don't need her anymore. She's brought in that energy. And this is her sentencing. They only want the child. They don't want the woman who can speak up. And she does a very impressive speech. And the man who did this film abused her, drugged her. If I was looking into it, to bring out this energy from her, where she's got, you know, all the court. This is very much, you know, this is the killing of the feminine axis. And then in her Bonnie and Clyde's, Bassett, the wife of George, what was she called? BC as again, it's just 23, 32, 23 DNAs, Bonnie and Clyde, and she's got the black hat of the Gascon people, the death of the blackberries and the birth of the red berries. So this is what I think with the fires, this side Notre Dame, with Gainsbourg. So I'm thinking something, or she'll die of some natural causes, or so she's got Venus just in Leo, Sun in Virgo, Mars just in Leo, and she's got Moon right on Aldebaran, just like Elizabeth Bourne does. So she's really got that earth energy, and she's got Uranus exactly where, you know, on that Sheraton star where we had Mars for the beginning of all the fires. So when Mars gets to where Uranus is, that's when, you know, Mars is going to meet Uranus before it gets on. We've got one hell of a big summer, I'm telling you. So I don't know why I got onto her, but it's all connected with, what's that planet? She's got Neptune in Leo, and she's got, Neptune in Leo, and she's got Saturn, bang where Saturn is right now. I mean, give me a break. Retrograde as well. So I didn't know that, and I just went off to look at her. So here they've put Mercury and Jupiter in Libra. It's just in Virgo on Spica. And you see she's got this lovely trine with her south node. So she's got all this authority. That's why she plays so well, the old lady now, with her beautiful hair up. So she's been in all these interviews currently that they're having on her. And she's got all her beautiful hair up and flowers, and you know, she's never had facelifts, or she's always, and so she really carries this true energy. And Pluto's just coming in, and she's got Saturn on her Saturn. So something, Mars is going to come on top of her Uranus, where Uranus is right now. No, Uranus is up here. Here's Uranus right now. Mars is going to come on to Uranus on top of her, what's this star called again? The star, Pallas. On top of her Pallas, her pushy, bossy woman. She's got 5th house in Aries. Goodness, that Mars is just on Regulus in Leo. But she's got her south node in Cancer and north node in Capricorn. So, you know, she really did rise to this true older woman from the little Virgo girl, and that mother was taken away from her to become barren. She could have wanted, you know, she wanted to be a mother. They were so manipulated her, and now her son is called Nicola, of course, Nicola, Saint Nick, the Greek. So something will happen to her, and then his big books will come out, and the Dauphin exceeds his mother. Okay, let's carry on. I'm sorry this is so long, but it would take me double the time to make 2 videos. I'd rather just get it all off, and you can watch the video in bits if you feel like it. So the group Blaze, I've been talking about for ages, their famous song Territory. They come over the Bay de Marseille in their boats. And they did a live on the aiguille, on the needle, on the last leg, on the top of the French mountains in Chamonix, the camel, the chamal, the shem. So it could be, it's got ham, sham, ham. And they do a concert, they're called Blaze. So I'm just talking about how, you know, these people, Blaze is fire, Leo the king on the peak of the snow, Capricorn mountains. At 42 minutes exactly on this, they play Territory, their famous track, where he runs around like an ape. I've been talking about it for years, so I'm going to let you read that because there'll be a lot in there. Halliday died of lung cancer at 10:10. Wildfires that started burning across the state of California. So that's me giving you the connection between Allumer le Feu. So the singer died 2015 in October, and then the fires began. It's all about what I've said. So let's carry on. This is, again, today is 16777. On each side, I showed you the hat. So she lived, of course, at number 71, that's 77, Paul Dumais, 16th arrondissement, and I show you all that again. So exactly what I've just showed you. And then the new Ukraine deputy minister, 25-year-old Anna, has 0 experience in government or business, never had a job, and she's now charged of integrating Ukraine into the European Union, and takes a whopping 63, again, 36, 93, 360-degree wheel per month salary. So the song Bonnie Clyde is called Jesse James, JJ 1010. ACA 1010 is 1177 167. Jude P. Yeah, it's always the same thing, and that's the lyrics to the song. Kenneth Anger, Lucifer Rising, 7th Seal, Trumpet, Centaurus, Rituals. Ivana married Trump in 1977, so this is Ivana. The year Chiron was discovered by Mainstream, and the year Lucifer Rising, La Marianne Faithful film came out by Kenneth Anger. The film is by Puck Films. We just had the Puck full moon, the Buck. Just after Buck Puck, Paddy Bear, PB, BP, blood pressure, full moon, obviously. Today is 7/7. It's a ritual for today's date. She died on the 7/6. It's when the heat wave came in England, and the news came out on the 7/7. Exactly like with Georgia Guidestones. They fell the day before, and then I'd explained that connection. It just came back to me as I was saying it in the last video. So obviously today is 77, a ritual for today. Chiron is a small solar system body in the outdoor solar system orbiting the sun between Saturn and Uranus, discovered in 1977. And it's all about the centaurs, the Centaurus, Mr. Tumnus, Lucifer, Jupiter ascending, basically White Swan Falls, the Patsy, Joanna Lumley, Beehive Generation, Ivana Trump, and Black Swan is born. The next few years will see pale faces fall worldwide. Why do you think 4 black swans were placed on the island where Diana was buried? Death of the moon goddess and the birth of the dark side of the moon, back to black, feminine axis, white water, black earth, petrol falls, beetroot rises, biofuels startup working with oil giant Royal Dutch Shell has begun turning sugar beets into a gasoline substitute. Born Ivana Marie, she grew up under communist rule in the former Czechoslovakia before moving to the US and marrying the businessman Trump in 1977. Well, if you can't see all these connections, you know, here we are. So that movie I've been talking about for a long time, and we've got the red berry, we've got Mars in Taurus, on Taurus, and this date is 9/11/2022. Okay, so in England, woke dance school drops ballet from auditions as it is white and elitist. So this is all part of what Harry's doing. It's White Swan, Black Swan, Pisces, Virgo, and it's all the same thing. So a video from about this going on between Israel and Biden against Iran, and it's got the 2U2 summits, U2, war, cranberries, zombies, in my head, na na na, died at 46. Had to happen on July the 14th. 14th of September, Bastille Day, 14 Peace of Osiris, 1st of September 1939, World War II began. On that day, Uranus went retro in Aries before entering Taurus. It takes 84 years for Uranus to do a cycle of the wheel, Taurus to Taurus, Red Bull, 84, half is 42, 2024 for the Paris Olympics, Uranus enters Taurus for World War II, Iran, rain, IRA, NN, Ellen of Troy, and Paris. Okay, so this is me falling on a famous picture of this woman, the moon, 1470, so 14 is 77, 17 is 7, 777, an unknown painting with an unknown woman with a fly on her hat. So we're now in 2022, and that moon hat, white, is now covered in flies. And I was making lots of connections. Why does this lady have a fly on her head? A curious look at a 15th century portrait in 1470, 14 Bastille Day of Osiris, dog god, 70 last leg angle. A painting of a young unknown woman with a fly on her head was painted by an unknown artist. The unknown angles are 7/7. This painting shows the shift we live now from white cap hat to Lord of the Flies, Black Madonna. The white cap is fully infested in a total ignorance reigns. An animal farm, doors open, Aca flies make circles as Uranus does. 1470, Uranus was on Spica Virgo. So yeah, I went to go and have a look, and 1470 Uranus was on Spica Virgo, the Tesla LA woman, LA Marianne. Pluto was in Leo and Jupiter too on Regulus. So not just as I have, but all our generation of Rosemary's babies have got exactly what that. Uranus on Spica Virgo, and we've all got, as in 1470, we've all got Pluto is right at the end in Leo, and Jupiter on Regulus. So You know, we were that whore of Babylon energy. We are the energy to bring up help the generations underneath us. The Pluto in Virgo coming in, we're that mid-break of bringing in this new energy. So, yeah, and the 1960 Rosary, Venus was on the corn horn of Taurus, as now, holy shit, I've got the pictures to show below. Venus was on the corn horn of Taurus, and Saturn, Mercury in Taurus too. In 1470, the people wonder why. In 1470, the Ottoman Wars and the German home front between 1417 to 1620. In the Holy Roman Empire, political and religious leaders deployed the rhetoric of Islamophobia to mobilize political, financial, and troop support for their hot and cold wars. Well, that's what we've got going on with the Ottoman Empire. You know, this is Ivana Trump dying, Ukraine, Czechoslovakia, the Orthodox. It's all coming. Sorry, I just had somebody on the phone. So look at this. I mean, you know, yet the social and cultural consequences of the prolonged conflict extended far beyond inflammatory propaganda. In this talk, we'll explore the lived experiences of soldiers and refugees that were integral to shaping imperial politics, concepts of masculine Christian identity, limits of sanctioned violence, racialized knowledge about the Ottoman state and peoples, and the lives of former Ottoman subjects in the Holy Roman Empire. So we're going to Greek now. So 1470, Uranus was on Spica and Jupiter was on Regulus, as all the Rosemary babies do. There's Notre Dame in blue. Venus was on the corn, and it was now then on this corn. Saturn was in Taurus. Sun, well, I don't know when. It's the outer planets, because the inner, we don't know the date. I just put any date. And that's Pluto on the tail of Leo, as our generation has. The blue and yellow, the 77 of the arms of Christ, Rocky 3, a portrait of an unknown woman, silver, the moon, portrait of a Vanora Bennett, VB 2222, 222. And the diving duck is just Uranus. It's Uranus, which is the fleur de lis. The blue star, Spica, blue beam. That's famous French film with Béatrice Dalle. BD. BD means toilets. The arsehole, Lord of the Flies. Blue Monday. France Bleu, the radio station. Right, I'm going to have to roll down again. Okay, so you can read that. And BB, back to back, back in the USSR. You don't know how lucky you are, babe. We're back. Whale's Tail, Concords, the White Album. Okay, 22V is the Heart Passage, Aka V Pisces, Vesica Pisces, not B22. Only 1.5 and 2% of total human race make it through the narrow gateway. Chromosome 22 is one of the 23 pairs of chromosomes in human cells. Humans normally have 2 copies of chromosome 22 in each cell. Chromosome 22 is the second smallest human chromosome, spanning about 49. In 1949, they burnt the Landes fires. 1949, major wildfire occurred from 19th of August 1949 to the 25th of August in Les Landes. It's 46 chromosomes. And in 2003, a tornado, 23 DNA. spanning 49 million DNA base pairs and representing between 1.5 and 2% of the total DNA in cells. The vesicle pieces is a type of lens, a mathematical shape formed by the intersection of two discs with the same radius intersection in such a way that the center of each disc lies on the perimeter of the other. So this is the trap in a way, because it's the BB, it's the 33, the fires in Bordeaux, ARCachon, the land of ARCachon, who took over the Basques. That 8, the meter, the 22, is not the true vesica Pisces disc. It's not the true oval, it's not the true yoni. The passage is the eye. They're giving us the eye of the tiger. The eye of the tiger is Sagittarius, Pluto moving under Altair into Capricorn. They're giving us their BB, Brigitte Bardot, 22. So it's the heart, So I use it in you know, you take it, I'm giving you the different ways to see it. It's also the heart. So you've got to get through the heart to get through the voice, to get through the V for victory. And Mercury is taking over the voice of the Little Mermaids. So that was just pictures of the Sun is currently conjunct Mercury, Hermes, the child messenger. Mercury rules the androgynous 7-year-old twins, and Virgo, the pre-sexual virgin. Mainstream tells you Sun is in the mother that smothers, Cancer, Kali, destruction, because as much as she protects, nurtures and warms, she is also the mother that punishes, rewards and suffocates. She heralds the shorter days and the journey towards winter, but the Sun, Mercury conjunct Sun, is Apollo, King Louis, just as an 8, the child king, the Sun king, the Dauphin, just a child. Virgo and Gemini merged as 14-year-old new slave force, lined in roles as these sunflowers are. They worship the sun, the child. Gemini is the time that the bees and the birds pollinate. Pollyanna, just children not ready for such huge social expectance. The new soul dyers. Tournesol is sunflower, turn the soul. And I'm not going to open it, but it's my pictures at 6 o'clock in the morning in the big heat. And we had, who was on the one for that day? It was Venus. Venus was on the one for that morning. Kruder and Dorfmeister, Useless, Depeche Mode. I Can Fix Her. Here she is, using that energy, making the heat wave with little Gemini, Mercury next to the sun, on top of Sirius, taking her energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, the water. And so I had spoken of Elvis, and then I discovered that picture. These are the pictures with his Levi. I showed you at the beginning of the video, so and I already read that to you. So pictures in Brazil of what humans used to be like. So this is me just being sad about all the trees, and you can read that. I don't think, yeah, I'm just saying here, from the 1949, the forests of Gascogne were big fire, 52 hectares. That horse of Colette was called London 52, that won badminton. The girl was called Laura Colette. She was number 70, and her horse was called London 52. And at London bombings, 7/7, there were 52 people killed in, there were 5 different areas of London, but one of them was 52. 25, so 52 and 25, it's just 25 backwards. 25,000 hectares of wood, and 82 people. So that was probably, the cycle of Uranus is 84. We're probably going to have all this at 82, just before he closes at 84. 84-year cycle. So this is St. George, St. Andrew, Greece, Greek, Titans, Olympians, Romans, Greek, North Star, energy becomes NRJ, the Joker, San Nick, Knight, Greek Orthodox, 9/11, pictures for you to think about, 3 crosses, mutable, fixed and cardinal, the last leg of the mutable Pyrat cross is where we're at, 322, skull and bones. We just saw at the beginning of the video on 322, Mars is going to be on the wand of Merlin. Skull and Bones, the 22nd of March. Andrew is a Greek name meaning strong and manly. It's a variant of the Greek name Andreas, which is derived from the element Aina, meaning man. Andrew was the name of Jesus' first disciple, and St. Andrew is the patron saint of Greece, Russia, and Scotland. Something to think about. Andrew Kettley was a magician, or at least a practitioner of magic, living in London around 1900. That's just 77. 9 is the 90-degree angle. 1 is the 90-degree angle. 99 is Gigi. Colette wrote Gigi, or 77. He was the uncle of Diggory Kirk and one of the first humans to set foot in Narnia. So, uncle, Sagittarius, child, Mercury, Jupiter, Mercury, Sagittarius, Gemini, where we had just had our full moon. And this Milky Way plasma are the pools in the Magician's Nephew. There they are. And this is the forest of where I live in Aignan. The Mad Professor. We're under Altair, Pluto, the Vulcan, the spinning. We're at that moment where we come off the mutable cross, we come back, and they're going to do this merging of Capricorn and Sagittarius, all the high cardinal signs with an immature, and that will be closing as we come in. Saturn comes into Aquarius to take the 11. Gemini is the twins. The symbol is like the 11 of Aquarius. With his 4 corners, the 4 rings, he gives us yellow and green make blue. The Little Prince, the Little Past, the nail clippers, that's the mutable cross. Skull and Bones, Staying Alive. John Travolta, the Joker, the Sword in the Stone, the T, the North Polaris, the Woman in Red, red, yellow, black, white. He's got the feminine. He owns the feminine axis. This is the, now what flag was that? It's, that's Greece, or there's something, so there's the Greece Orthodox Church under the towers, the South Tower, where the tail of the snake is now in Libra, and they've rebuilt this white breast, tits, from the 2 L's to the 1 tits. Pompadour, this hairstyle is called a pompadour. The Pompadour, where I live, the river is called Aire de Ardour, and the Pompadour, President Pompadour of France. You've got the Pompadour is at the Bourdon, at the Pompadour, blue and yellow, the Cité de Cheval. Oh my God, it's where I used to do all my horse competitions as well. Yeah, I used to go and compete there. Madame Pompadour, the Marquise de Pompadour, Nouvelle-Aquitaine. So again, it's this region of France that takes over from Les Basques, from where I am. I mean, I'm giving you all this. It's for you to join up your own dots. The Pompadour hairstyle, and Marie Antoinette, and Elvis, Levi, House of Levi. Yeah, you guys, you see, I just don't have time to go into it more deeply. Greece, Greece, Greece. We're going back to Greece. Titanic Olympic switch. We've got the void, chaos, Tartarus, Elizabeth 22nd, $2. Uranus. It's all there. Olympian gods, Kronos and Rhea. Titanic, Olympic and gigantic. And this is where we are now. The Lord of the Underworld, Pluto in Sagittarius, to bring up Poseidon, Zeus, Sagittarius. Poseidon is going to be born. And on the mutable cross, crucified on the mutable cross. Somebody wrote me something I never saw. Orion man, wow. I never saw that. Also a sign of the knowledge of the galactic cross. Jupiter, Nibiru, god of the crossing, is through it united with Orion, man. Galacta, anti-center of the time of galactic solstice alignment, crossing when we pass the winter solstice point in a great year, die and are reborn on the great year wheel. Like Prometheus, like Jesus, like Odin, the cross is the tree that should be envisaged in a wheel of fortune. So much to say, but too much as one gets list in the branches. Images are better. Brilliant. Goodness, fantastic. She's got it. French national flag, blue and white. I found that. The four corners, fleur de lis. The Greek flag. St. Andrews, that's what this is all about. St. Andrews. JL, Jacob's Ladder, the Little Prince. And all those dates are just ridiculous. It's always, and then we got 1964 to 1999. And you know those pictures. Right. Okay, Grandma's a nice poem about Grandma's hands. You can read that. This is just, you know, how do you make people afraid of the womb, of water? How do you make alcoholics? And, you know, all humans begin female. The number one fear is that women reclaim parthenogenesis. That's why we live in hell, to remember that only self-love creates birth. Water, l'histoire d'eau. How do you make a child fear the womb? How do you make man fear the essence of life? How do you make humans alcoholics? You make them fear water, the fountain of life. What is parthenogenesis? What would you think if someone told you that you could procreate without a partner, that you do not need sperm, semen for the embryo to develop, or that a woman, so semen are the sailors in Pisces, the semen when Pisces can make babies alone, the two fishes, that you do not need sperm for the embryo to develop, or that a woman alone could create her own baby. This seems to go against, so you can read that. I took it from an article and I took that from somebody's post, but this is the whole point. We're going to lose Baron, the Aldebaran. It's the sterility. It's Instagram. It's Uber, Saint-Hubert, the god of the hunts. Ceranos, we're here. CERN Taurus, Centaurus, the new variant. It's the last corner, the last ring. So, the fire. 39 hectares brûlé, 369, the line broke, the moon key got choked. 360 degree wheel, red, yellow, fire, air, masculine, white, blue, water, feminine, black, earth, feminine. So 3 aeroplanes, 11 lorries, 200 pompiers, and I don't know whether I'm going to open all that because this is already a very long video, but I'm just proving my point again of the red, yellow. This was in London last year. We've got RN, okay, let's go through. Let's go through. Orange, RNL1. I think it's going to be the same pictures as all the time. But you've got enough info. Look at those pictures. Stop, think. Hidden hand, AC/DC, Little Prince. The human nervous system, it's, you know, and taking over. That's what Aquarius is. It's the electrical system of the body. So it's you know, Jupiter is the veins in Sagittarius, and it's the lymphatic system, and this is the missing elements. It's our nervous system. That was the fires that I've covered in all the old videos: dry, watered, moist, dry, hot, cold. The pompier, pompadour, great fire, leg, liberty pole. That's the flag of Ush. And they show the lamb in the pictures of the fires. Lupercalia is just Serranos. These are the priests of the village next to me. The last musketeer, D'Artagnan, the last leg. Charlie's Angels. Pirate takeover. That's where we are. Out of the mouth of the beast and out of the mouth of the false prophets. 1613. This is the fires in the vineyards. Tiger, tiger, to celebrate coming into the year of the tiger. Frosties. Cat on a hot tin roof. They're going to make the MC where I am. CRON. Life of Pi. And there's the three legs, Merlin, 314. 314s is 777777. And you need the last leg. We're at Aleph Tav, Rocky 3, Eye of the Tiger, Orange is the New Black. We had all the Canary Islands, the Canada. Okay, moving on. So that's pictures of Iceland. In Australia, -6, again, 60, L'Oise, the department where I used to live, the signing of the armistice, 60 is the 9, is the 6. It's Virgo and Sagittarius, 6-9, Virgo. So again, I always show this video of La Verte, fiery serpent on the pole. You must go and see it if you're so naive to think otherwise. It's time to get educated. The last pine forests are being burnt down. Iron Fir, Lucifer, Notre Dame fell to build the new age of iron. Champ de Mars, Eiffel Tower. Iron Lady is the pineal, pine spine, penis of your ignorance. La Marianne, faithful, Lucifer, rising, Kenneth, anger. We're at Tribe of Dana now, the biggest selling music hit ever in France. La Tribu de Dana came out in 1998. Song recorded by the French hip-hop band Manadou, the famous French swimmer, L'Or, Gold, Manadou, available on their debut annual. Okay, so Dorothy, again, my dear DJ friend Polo, who's become the most famous group in France. I've showed you this video over and over again. It's basically they use the Dorothy, Wizard of Oz, and then you have Hawaii, and you've got this aliens that come and burn all the forests and all nature. And you know, if you can't see between the biggest group in France now and the man who died, Johnny Hallyday, Allumer le Feu, and this group, CRON, he's just brought out his new album with the sun coming up, and he's a dear, lovely boy. He's born in Saint-Aignan. I'm not born, I'm now living in Aignan. It's all, and he's not aware of all this, and he does beautiful music, and, you know, some people aren't meant to know, you know, we're all at different times and stages. So again, at Vulcan 9, it's where Altair, Pluto's retro underneath, cavern. You can read that. The expulsion from paradise, and the Lord God made garments of skin for Adam and his wife, and he clothed them. Then the Lord God said, behold, the man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil, and now lest he reach out his hand and take also from the tree of life and eat and live forever. Therefore the Lord God banished him from the Garden of Eden to work the ground from which he had been taken. In a short span of 7 years, North America experiences 2 total solar eclipses. It's the last leg, 7, and 2 annual eclipses. This map highlights the path of the total solar eclipses. So again, my postcode is 32290. Pictures of Iran before, IRA, Rain, Iran, The Irishman, Dr. Higgins, Doctor Who, Doolittle, My Fair Lady, Laddie, Blackburn won the Grand National. So here we go, BBC, European bison arrived near Canterbury. You've got the Canterbury Tales. Who is the Egyptian god? Api. Api stands for Application Program Interface. Apis, ancient Egypt, sacred bull deity, worshipped at Memphis. And then, so the Canterbury Tales is a collection of 24 stories that runs over to over 17,000 lines, written in the Middle English by Geoffrey Chaucer between 1387 and 1400. It's widely regarded as Chaucer's magnum opus. Cernunnos, in Celtic religion, you know, is the Lord of the Wild Things. Okay, so then here we've got the 46 degrees, 18th of July, 2 days ago. And then this is, again, 1776 to 2022 is 46 years, 4664 when I'm 64. Aries, I am. In humans, each cell normally contains 23 pairs of chromosomes, for a total of 46. Prince Harry to make major announcement today, the 18th of the 7th, so 18 is 180, half of the 360 wheel. It's the cycle of the north-south node, and it's 9-9, and 9-9 is just 7-7. It's the 290-degree angle, so that makes 777. So they attend the UN event. So when I am 64, 46 Invictus Games, Aries I am, will I am, tell, splash. We've just had the fire in Solomon, moose, the moose. Harry and Meghan Markle arrive at UN event as Duke to mark major announcement today. The cranberries, black Gascon berry, UK died. So the blackberries over, the red berries coming up. So that's me just joining all those dots, that fire in 2023. And then it's my dog snoring again, but it's not so hot today. So Mars had just entered onto the Sheraton, entered into Aries. This is the Microsoft 3264, Stephen Paddock, 64 years old, shot from the 32nd floor. Samedi, the 9th of July, so the 9th of July is 9/7/76, the fires began, Les Pompiers. So, sont déclarés, they started on the 7th of July, 7/7, of course. Georgia Guidestones, of course. And there's the 1976 British, the I am, the crane, the crane, the cran, the skull, the hippocampus. This was all for the snake of the lorries. They're making the can of adders, and they showed first 2 cranes and then that 1 crane. That's the V for victory that the cranes make. Stephen Paddock. 59 dead, that's your 56 years that Pluto spent in the Victorian age in Cetus, Levi. 91 is just 7/7, again, 32nd floor. 50 killed, 200, that makes 52. The girl who won badminton horse trials, Laura Collette. We've just had that fireworks, Colette, child 7, sister 24, 14th July. I'm getting fireworks, so here we go, 5 days ago. And it was in Colette. Colette, playing with Chloe, has become Colette. And you've got Laura, Colette, badminton, Paddington, PB is just the Phoenicians and the Babylonians, Paddington Bear, images, Laura Colette, and she wears goggles, virtual reality. She wears goggles on the cross-country course, and she was riding number 7, London 52. Right, so Vegas Strip, the pyramid, then we've got the 2 voices that become the 1 steeple, 777. And look at the angle, that's not a complete right angle. It's more of the VV. The 12 cranial nerves are the 12 disciples. And in the film, The Pink Panther, he shows behind this in the famous film with the moon key. Bullseye, St. Peter crucified upside down, Rome 69. Sword in the Stone, Whale's Tail, Caduceus, 77 Pink Floyd, 77 The Right Angles of the Voice, Invictus Games, The Helmet, The Who, and Mars and Venus, the 1-1, and now or Tribe of Dan, 1-1, 7-7, 11, The Nun, William Tell, The Whale's Tail, Killing the Snake, Last Windows 7, My Picture, The Snake, Aleph Tav, 2213, 2213, in 22 we rise, Ophiuchus, Centaurus, the Centaurus, it's the centaur, and there's that picture, Levi, Child and the Lamb, Narnia. It's exactly where we are. TAMMUZ. It's just the 3 of the north. You've got Isis, Osiris. It's the same thing, and Horus. It's just the same. Christmas time, Father Christmas, Diving Duck, Old Mother Hubbard's. He takes the place of the goose of Capricorn. 5th Symphony. Okay, nearly at the end. I'm sorry that it is so. Bingo. When I'm 64, 46, Will I'm Telltale Splash, I am Aries, Tribe of Dan. The Invictus Games is an international multi-sport event first held in 2014 for wounded, injured and sick servicemen and women, both serving and veterans. This is what the Lord says, the King of Israel and its Redeemer, the Lord of the heavenly armies is his name. I am the first, I am the last, and apart from me there is no other God. Red, Mars, Harry, and MM. So this great video, Bastille Day, I showed you at the beginning, the day of Vulcan. So Capricorn, Pluto goes into Capricorn, volcanoes. So what's that? No, that's about my tooth and the pain I've been in. I can't believe it. Have we come to the end? So this is US Forest Service battling 1,000 moose fire. near Salmon. Salmon, it's the lizard, it's the Salman, it's the Saudi Arabia is called Salaman. Momo Salaman, it's the Solomon, Sal, dirty, Sal is a room, Mon is my moon. So that is the splash moose there. And then just on the lands, Histoire de Land, you can look that up. Fantastic. We've come to the end. I covered all this in the beginning, so that was very long. I'm sorry, but you do actually help me, because I like to keep a note of all this now. We're really in the crunch time, and it's really just getting ridiculous. So I focus on this. I don't focus on it. I just see the information, pick it up, write it down, and present it to you. But I make sure I take the time, no matter how busy I am. You know, I have my part in the community here. I have the people I look after here. I love my work, and I try to give you as much as I can. It helps me to get it off my chest as well, as I say, because it's so much to watch alone. And I know that by me doing this, it triggers you. You make your story. You join your dots. You see your story. You completely implodes, so that we can't be, you know, we won't be this pop off. You have to adapt into this new life in the physical realm, and we are the trailblazers. We help others to not be taken down into the abyss, and there's no wrong or right, and you can't judge others. Everybody's, even people who you think don't see everything as we see it, it doesn't matter. You don't know what their work is. If they knew it, they wouldn't be able to carry out their good subconscious work. Not everybody's being swinged onto the dark side of the subconscious. They're using the subconscious in good ways, and it's all part of the process. So not to judge other people, and just guide people who are ready in your direction, and keep joining your own dots for your own labyrinth and your own personal passage is all that matters. This is just the divine comedy, and very big Mars joining Uranus for this passage. And I'm not sure when he goes retrograde. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's going retrograde over... That's right. He's going retrograde in Taurus over Aldebaran. Give me a break. After his... I know was I going backwards? 22. No, yeah, I mustn't keep talking at the end of a very long video, because now look at me, I'm off on Mars. Okay. So 22, let's put it back to now. And now that I've done this, I'm going to have to... So I wasn't wrong. He does go retrograde. And it begins, does it begin after 9/11? And let's just finish on this. He's going to touch that horn where Venus was. He's going to go back around Aldebaran, all underneath Capella, all cutting off the silver Milky Way tip. And then he's going to be on that wand we saw for 2233. 2233. Okay, my darlings, I've babbled enough. I'll put a link for anybody wanting readings. I'm loving doing my tarot, and I love you all very much. Bye for now.